Hey YouTube, it's Charlie from Reader Turned Writer, and today I am sharing my middle grade March TBR. I am a little bit late. I know it's already a couple days into March, but I did want to get on and share what I'm planning to read still. I am wearing one of my bookish t-shirts. It's I'm not addicted to reading. I can stop as soon as I finish this book. I like that saying a lot. I think it's cute. I will be referring to my bullet journal. This is what my page looks like for each of the prompts. I have the main prompt, the group read, I guess, which is The Brave by James Bird, which I am planning to read. I have that on the leaf. And then I have the other 5 prompts on one each on a petal. And I'll just go through and tell you what I'm planning to read for each one. So I don't know exactly what order the prompts are in because it's not in a line, it's on a flower. But I'm just going to read through them, and I will link down below the host. I love the host. I heard about Middle Grade March a few years ago, first through Krista at Books and Jams, and I love her channel. And I'll link the other co-hosts down as well, and you can go check out if you're interested in doing Middle Grade March. But really, Middle Grade March is just about reading middle grade, so even if you just pick one book and you don't do anything with the prompts, and one book you read is middle grade, then you're doing Middle Grade March. The first prompt I have on here is a book with a silhouette on the cover, and for this one I decided to do Sweep, the Story of a Girl and Her Monster. And I am way behind on this one. This is one that I think a ton of people read a few years ago, and I've heard so many good things about it, and I am really excited to read it finally. It's also on my 2021 TBR list for the year, so I'll be able to mark it off of there. The next prompt is a book with a strong family element, and for that I chose The Invention of Sophie Carter. So the family element here is that they are twin girls, that they're the main protagonists, and it is a historical fiction, I believe, and it is also on my 2021 TBR list. Another prompt is a book featuring travel or adventure, and for this one I picked Sherlock Academy. And this one is it's a mystery, so of course it's going to have adventure in it, and that's why I picked it. And it's also on my 2021 TBR list, and it's one that I'm very excited to get to. And then my favorite prompt is a book that is a fairy tale retelling or has fairy tale elements to it. And for this one I picked The Princess Tales by Gail Carson Levine. I really love Gail Carson Levine, and I have always loved Ella Enchanted by her, and this is a collection of princess stories that I've wanted to read for a while and just haven't gotten to, so this is kind of my chance to do it. I actually originally put this on here because it was published in the 1990s, which is when I was born, and the last prompt is a book published in the decade you were born. Then I decided to switch this one to the fairy tale one because it was the book that had the fairy tale elements that I wanted to read, and instead I picked to reread the Boxcar Children, which was also published in the 90s. And I got this one from my library. I also have a couple of the other ones on hold at the library, which is why I don't have them to show you. And some of them I'm going to read ebook or listen to. Like I'm listening to The Brave right now and I'm really loving it. And I think I have Sherlock Academy on my ebook. On my Kindle, on my ebook. So I'm actually reading the Boxcar Children with my kids. This is kind of a spur. I was like, oh, the Boxcar Children, and when I saw that it was published in the 90s, for some reason I just got all nostalgic about it, and I was like, you know, I bet my kids would love this. They're just at the age where they're starting to really love chapter books and me reading aloud to them, and so I got it from the library, and we're a little ways into it and they are liking it so far, but they haven't actually gotten to living in the boxcar yet, and that's my favorite part. So I am excited to read it too. And then here are my other middle grade books that are on my TBR list that I don't know if I'll get to or not. I think I have 2 books that aren't middle grade this month. I have an Agatha Christie, and then I also have Pride and Prejudice, and those are both for other readathon reading challenges that I'm doing this year that I wanted to get in. I probably won't finish Pride and Prejudice this month, but I am reading just basically 1 chapter a day right now, but I'm already almost done with the Agatha Christie book, so I will finish that. But my kids and I are reading The Hobbit together, and it's taking us a long time because it's just a long book. You know, there's a lot of words on the page, there's a lot of description, so there are some parts where it's like we read a lot in one day, like when Bilbo was with Gollum and the whole riddle section. My kids loved that section, so we read, you know, that whole section all at once. But then afterwards, when, you know, they're kind of running away from the goblins before the goblins come with the wolves and everything, it's kind of like there's actually quite a bit of description in them walking and stuff, and my kids just, you know, they're little and they're not quite as interested in that, and so then we don't read quite as much during those sections. And right now we're just getting to the part with the spiders, and I think they'll like that part a lot. So, and then the other part that I know that they'll really like is with the dragon. They've seen the cartoon and they love the dragon. So it is taking us a while. We started it in January, but I've just been doing other read alouds too, and just taking our time to get through it so that we enjoy it. Then I have Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator. This is honestly one that I'm not looking forward to a ton. My kids and I started it last year and we were all bored with it, so instead of doing it as a read aloud, I'm just going to read it myself. But since I own it, I do want to read it and see if I like it enough to actually keep it. And I know it'll be a fairly quick read if I do decide to pick it up, so we'll see if I do. And then another one that I own is Moo by Sharon Creech, and I don't actually know what this is about. I am guessing it's a middle grade because I've never heard of a Sharon Creech book that wasn't, so I'm just assuming that it's middle grade. It also looks like a middle grade book to me, like even if you look at the back, you know. Maybe I should look at the cover. Yeah, when 12-year-old Rena, it's definitely a middle grade. Her little brother Luke and their parents move to Maine. Rena doesn't know what to expect. So it's just about a girl who moves, I guess. And so I do want to read this. If I could get this done this month, I would be really happy. I'd like to check off some of the books that I own that I haven't read yet off of my list. And then another one that I own that is also on my 2021 TBR list is Real Friends, and this one will be a really quick read. It's a middle grade graphic novel, so it'll be really quick. I think it'll be really fun. I really like Shannon Hale and her writing style, and I've heard a lot of good things about this one. And then the last one on my list is one that I bought in January that is also on my 2021 TBR list, and it is an historical fiction, and it's Until Tomorrow, Mr. Marsworth by Sheila O'Connor. And I actually don't know that I've heard anything about this one, but it did look good on Goodreads, has good reviews, and I really like the cover of it. I think the cover is really cute. So those are the books that I am planning to read for middle grade March. I always love middle grade March. I love reading middle grade books. There are so many great reads out there that are middle grade. Middle grade March has really helped me to step out of my comfort zone sometimes, and also to just find a lot of really great books that I love. What are you reading in March? Are you doing middle grade March at all? Or what is your favorite middle grade book? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to chat with you about books. If you want to follow my reading journey, I do post a review of every book I read on Goodreads, so you could go check me out there. You can also follow me on Instagram. I share a lot about my writing journey and thoughts about writing, as well as my favorite books on Instagram. And I am also active on Twitter, although I just kind of post whatever I want to there, so it's kind of like sporadic. I will link all of those down below if you want to connect with me other places. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe for lots of bookish content. Thank you so much for watching my video. I will see you in the next one.